This is the Helldiver Frontline report from the SES Queen of Democracy for 1700 Zulu, March 17th, 2284. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff time is 1630. Bottom line up front. Operations make steady progress on both Draupnir and Estanu. At the conclusion of the SES Queen of Democracy's combat operations last night, our forces had liberated 65% of Draupnir and 54% of Estanu respectively. As of 1600 hours today, they're both over 70% liberated, both estimated to be taken within 24 hours. Last night, while still waiting for a new major order from command, we received a personal order to kill 100 enemies with flamethrowers. I guess command likes to throw us little challenges like this to encourage us to experiment with our full arsenal, and not get too attached to one particular loadout for every mission. Anyway, regardless, good soldiers follow orders. Our crew had planned to redeploy the Queen of Democracy to the Automaton front, and sure, incendiary weapons can melt the clanker's circuitry well enough, but we figured we'd have a quicker time filling this quota on the bugs. So we moved over to Estanu, where the heaviest Terminid fighting is happening right now, and dropped in on the nearest super destroyer squadron with an empty spot to fill. When we dropped down, we found the rest of the squad either had similar personal orders, or perhaps everyone was just in the mood for fried bugs, because almost all of us were equipped with flamethrowers and we were burning those critters out whole nests at a time. Frankly, the hardest part was being careful not to burn each other. At one point, I spotted some stalkers spying on us in the dust clouds. I don't know if it was some trick of the light or some happy glitch with my helmet optics, but for some reason their chameleon cloaks actually made them stand out like beacons. I pointed them out to the squad and, taking advantage of the opportunity, we moved in and barbecued the whole lot of them. I've seen those things take down whole squads in the blink of an eye, so it felt damn good to get the jump on some of them for a change. After clearing out the stalker nest, we filled the rest of our quota and got the hell out of there. We decided to finish off the operation with a quick Blitz drop before leaving Estanu. It was a pretty typical Blitz mission, quickly rushing and clearing nest after nest until we ran into one so big with so many bugs we had to call in 2 orbital lasers simultaneously just to clear it. Then as we made it to the extraction point, I noticed one of our squad mates had broken off to try and take out one more little nest by himself. Personally, I've seen that kind of stunt get too many Helldivers killed to think of it as more than a bad habit. But I'd be lying if I'd never done it myself in my early days, and it's damn satisfying when you can pull it off. Anyway, I didn't want to get too far from the rest of the squad, but I also didn't want this guy to be completely by himself if things didn't work out, so I sort of hung out halfway between him and the rest of the squad at the extraction point. Turned out to be the right call, because just a minute later I see this guy running through the fog with a bunch of Terminids right behind him. The nest was still active, so I guess he realized he was in over his head. I moved in to lay down some cover fire and get the bugs off him while we both beat a hasty retreat back to the extraction point, where the other half of our squad was busy setting up fortifications as they called down the Pelican to pick us up. We took our positions on the firing line as wave after wave of the monstrosities poured out of the fog. We held them off until the extraction came and then got the hell out of there. After saying our goodbyes, we split off and redeployed to Draupnir. We dropped in to reinforce a squad that was already stuck in and once again found ourselves in very low visibility conditions. Just our luck. The rest of the squad was in the middle of bringing an artillery piece back online while holding off multiple clanker patrols coming in through the fog. Fortunately, these new energy rifles we've been issued absolutely shred through enemies with their high rate of fire and at the same time are amazingly accurate. Only downside is you've got to be careful not to overheat them. Also, I know a lot of us have been complaining about the new energy shield variants having much longer charge-up times for budget reasons, but this one still saved my skin more than a handful of times during this particular mission. Finally, I found the disposable rocket launchers are quickly becoming my new favorite support weapon next to the grenade launcher. I used to overlook these things because they were issued so early in my career, and on top of that, it's only a one-shot weapon. But that one shot can take out pretty much anything if your aim is good enough, and the fact that you can call down 2 of the bloody things every 60 seconds makes them a godsend right now. The actual mission was to verify some ore deposits, and by the end of it, my armor was absolutely covered in blood and oil. And that's when you know you're having a good day, because if you've been staying alive long enough to get your armor really dirty in the first place, you must be doing something right. We were waiting for extraction when a rainstorm started to roll in and there was nothing else to do but dig in and tough it out. At one point, one of the lads got knocked over and dropped his orbital strike beacon right on top of us. I managed to dodge it, but the other poor bastard wasn't so lucky. Damn shame too, because that's exactly when the Pelican swooped down to pick the rest of us up. Anyway, just another day on the front. awaiting our next major orders. This is the SES Queen of Democracy, signing off.
Good, another